The top 5 most dangerous jobs in World War II. At number 5, field telephone layers and radio teams. In World War II, there was this super important tactic that most soldiers knew about: aiming for antennas. These antennas weren't for catching TV signals, though. They belonged to forward observers and commanders, helping them communicate on the battlefield. But here's the twist. Snipers were onto this trick too, so they aimed for those antennas. That meant folks doing seemingly regular jobs, like laying down telephone wires, which were crucial for communication, suddenly found themselves in serious danger. These brave souls, nicknamed cable dogs, were targeted by snipers, planes, and even artillery units, all hoping to disrupt enemy communication. So basically, even doing something as mundane as laying cables became one of the riskiest gigs in the whole war. 4. Submariners. Being a submariner might sound plenty perilous on its own, what with diving into the depths of the ocean in those cramped steel tubes. But trust me, there's more to the danger than meets the eye. Picture this. You fire off a torpedo, expecting it to hit your target, but instead, it decides to pull a stunt called a circle run. That's when it veers off course and comes right back at you, like a boomerang of doom. Even if you dodge that bullet, or torpedo in this case, you've still got other worries. Imagine being stuck down there with diesel fumes building up, or batteries deciding to catch fire. Either way, it's game over if the air gets too toxic. And don't forget about the whole mechanical malfunction thing. One wrong move, and suddenly you're playing a real-life game of Sink the Submarine. At number 3, we have the Merchant Marine. Believe it or not, the unsung heroes of World War II weren't even officially recognized as a military branch. I'm talking about the Merchant Marine. These folks had a critical job, moving all the essential stuff, think weapons, supplies, you name it, across the seas to places like Britain, Russia, and the Pacific. But here's the gut-wrenching truth. While the newspapers might casually mention a couple of merchant marine ships lost in a week, the reality was way harsher. On average, a whopping 33 ships were going down every single week. Wrap your head around that. And the casualties? Absolutely staggering. About 1 out of every 26 mariners didn't make it out alive, which works out to a brutal loss rate of nearly 4%. To put that in perspective, the Marine Corps, known for its tough battles, lost around 3.66% of its folks. And get this, if the Air Force had been its own thing back then, it might have been the only one to rival the Merchant Marine in terms of sheer losses. At number 2, anything in a plane. In World War II, hopping into an airplane wasn't exactly a cushy gig like it might seem today. Nope, it was one of the riskiest jobs out there. Picture this. You're cruising over enemy territory and suddenly, boom, deadly flak shreds through your bomber formation like it's paper. And if that wasn't bad enough, enemy fighters are swooping in, picking off planes left and right. You're basically a sitting duck up there. And here's the kicker. When things hit the fan, your options are pretty darn limited. First aid? Forget about it. Sometimes, if a crew member got seriously banged up, they'd be chucked out of the plane with a parachute, hoping that enemy soldiers would patch them up and send them off to a POW camp. Yeah, it was that rough. In fact, flying over enemy territory was so dicey that paratroopers, yeah, the folks who jump out of planes, would actually look forward to bailing out just to get away from the danger up there. So, next time you're on a cozy flight, spare a thought for those brave souls who face the real deal up in the skies. 1. Ball turret gunners. Being a ball turret gunner during World War II. Talk about a high-stakes gig. These brave souls had one of the toughest jobs in the whole darn war. Imagine this. You're hanging out in this little bubble beneath the plane, with nothing but thin air between you and the ground far below. And here's the kicker. No armor to protect you, and you're like a bullseye for enemy fighters. Not exactly a walk in the park, right? But wait, it gets worse. Your parachute? Yeah, it doesn't fit in that cramped ball turret, so if things go south and your crew has to bail out, you gotta climb back up into the plane and strap it on. Talk about a nerve-wracking scramble. And as if that wasn't enough, you're also more exposed to the elements than the rest of the crew. Think freezing temperatures so low that your oxygen lines could ice up. Yeah, being a ball turret gunner wasn't just dangerous, it was downright brutal. Thank you guys for watching. Please follow for more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next video.